So today I want to talk to you about my 5 most worn fragrances of last month, May 2018. So stick around and you'll find out what I wore the most of all last month, coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time on this channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances that you haven't heard of, participating in giveaways and winning prizes, and still haven't subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Yeah, a subscriber recently told me that I should do videos about my most worn fragrances for each month, and I thought, okay, that's a great idea. So May came and went already, and it's June, and I thought, okay, let's do the May fragrances that I've worn a lot of so that we can let you know what they are, and if you are curious about my most worn fragrances, then you can check them out. We have 2 designers, 3 niche, 1 very popular niche, 1 very popular niche fragrance, 2 indie, well, I guess 2 Italian actually, and 1, I guess they're both sort of not very well known, at least to this channel. I've done 2 videos on 1 brand and 1 video on the other brand, and one's newish, 3-4 years. That's basically how long they've been around. And the other brand, my number 1 brand, both Italian, as I said, 1 and 2 are both Italian. My number 1 brand has been around for years. So I'm gonna tell you what the fragrances are, so let's start with number 5. Number 5 is a fragrance that was so, I guess we were waiting for this fragrance to come out. First, I've told you the story, you've seen the videos, I was anticipating this fragrance. It's from a very well-known designer, Chanel, and the fragrance is BLEU de Chanel Parfum, this right here. So this came out early May. I think it was early May, yeah. So came out early May, and we were all anticipating, as I said, and I was really anticipating because I thought, okay, what are they doing with BLEU de Chanel? And how are they going to change it from the previous versions of Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum? And we got the Parfum, and it was like, there was not much difference with the fragrance, it's just except for the fact that it seems a little more intense. It's a lot closer to the body, and it's not like much different. So I was kind of like a bit let down, but I have been wearing a lot of it. I've been wearing it everywhere, pretty much on days that I wash off all fragrance off of me and I'm burnt out for the day of, spraying fragrances, and I do want to still smell great, and I go out, and this is kind of what I've been wearing. So I have been putting this one to really good use. I've been using it a lot because after a while your nose gets tired. You don't want to smell really strong fragrances, and this is not strong. BLEU de Chanel, the whole line, is very light, very pleasant, very crowd pleasing and compliment getting kind of fragrance. I do love the bottle. It does seem a little classier and sexier than the original bottles, where they seem a little heavier and clunkier. It is much pricier. It's about $150. I think it is $150 for 100 ml. So you might prefer the EDP. I recommend the EDP over all 3 of them. I think it's a nice balance between the EDT and the Parfum. But I've been wearing a lot of the Parfum because it's easier to grab, and my EDP is a larger bottle, and this one seems like I can hold in my hand and carry around with me places and stuff like that. So my number 5 is BLEU de Chanel Parfum. I do have a review of it. You can check it out if you want to find out more about this fragrance. Next up, there's also another one that I did review. Actually, I did videos about all of these in May, so here goes. Number 4 is from the house of Givenchy, and this is Gentleman Givenchy Eau de Parfum. So why this one? This one I really love, absolutely love wearing. It's kind of sort of in that same family of the Dior Homme line, where it has its own unique twist. This does remind me a lot of Loewe 001 Man in EDP concentration, but this one has its own unique nuance, but those 2 are really close. Like, I find them to be all in that same family, the Dior Homme, Loewe, Valentino, Prada, Gentleman Givenchy, but they all have their own unique takes on them. They utilize that iris note. That iris is dominant. But this one I find really, really lovely. Even much better than, much better than the original version of this variation. And they've been doing this gentleman thing for years, 4 years. I think the first one came out in the 70s, the very first one. But they've had Givenchy Gentleman, now we're back to Gentleman Givenchy. So, but I really love this one. I think it's a great, great designer release. One of the better ones for a long time. And I love wearing it, and I put this one to great use in the month of May, and I still enjoy it. I think if I want to recommend a designer fragrance from the last 5 months this year, I would put this one in the top 5 for sure. So this is Gentleman Givenchy in EDP, and that's at number 4. So we're done with the designers. They are the last two. Going to the house of MANCERA, and this is CEDRAT BOISE, this right here. This one I'm really in love with. So I did a review of this one for Saint Laurent a few weeks ago, and for the longest time people had told me about this one, and I had smelled it in passing. I do a lot of sampling, a lot. I go to perfume shops, smell. So I've smelled MANCERA CEDRAT BOISE many times. So I specifically requested to review this one because it is a hyped fragrance. It is loved by the community, and just because it's also similar to Aventus. So I wanted to specifically review it. So I did review it, and there are so many differences compared to Aventus. I prefer this one over Aventus. I love Aventus, don't get me wrong, but there's something about this that's got this coziness that I really like, this soft and creaminess that's not in Aventus. It's different that way to me, and that's what I like about it. I like fragrances that are like soft, creamy, gooey, and this one comes off like that to me compared to Aventus. Aventus comes off a little sharp. It still has its fruitiness, but it does have its sharpness. And if I was to put two like side by side, hands down I would pick this one, even though Creed's got its own class, and I think this one lasts a little longer than Creed as well. So I've been putting it to great use in the month of May, not only to test it out for the review, but just because, just like Bleu de Chanel, it's easy to wear. It's not anything like over the top. It's pleasant, crowd pleaser, people love the smell on you, and that's why I put this one to use in the month of May at number 3. So the next one, we're going to the 2 Italian houses now, and this one actually is an Italian house, but based out of Amsterdam. And if you've been watching my videos, you probably know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Francesca Bianchi, and this is the Dark Side. The Dark Side is beast mode delicious. What I like about it is it's big, it's bold, it's oriental, it's vanilla, it's woody. It's some of my favorite notes combined into a perfume, intoxicating and delicious. If you like oriental fragrances, if you like strong fragrances, long-lasting fragrances, intense fragrances, I kid you not, the Dark Side is one that you should definitely try, and a little spray goes a long way. So this is a 30 ml bottle, as you can see. It's smaller, it's more portable, but it's perfect for that because you don't need a lot of sprays of this. You don't need like more than 2 or 3 max, and you're pretty much set for the whole day. The fragrance lasts all day. It's that strong. You can pick up a bottle at Indie Scents because that's where they sell them in the States. But if you don't know Francesca Bianchi's fragrances, you should definitely check out the Dark Side. I love it. So that was number 2. And last but not least, the fragrance that I wore a lot of is a fragrance from the house of BRUNO ACAMPORA. I just did a video with this brand, or for this brand, a few weeks ago, and it was a preview of their 3 musks, and then of course AZZURRO da CAPRI, this one right here. This, along with Parfum Lucita's Fleur de la Lita, are my top 2 favorite floral fragrances as of late. And what I love about this is this, it's white flowers, but you get all the creamy gooiness of the white flowers and not the overwhelming florality of them, I guess, because there's something fresh about it. So it's creamy, it's fresh, it's white flowers, but oh my God, it is absolutely delicious. And AZZURRO da CAPRI, I guess blue of Capri. As soon as I smelled this for the first time, I was like, damn, that is good. Damn, that is so, so good. It's a brand from Naples, Italy, I think the brand's been around for 30, 40 years, so it's been around for a long time. And their bottles are unique, as you can see. But man, this is gonna be so perfect this summer in the heat. I'm gonna put this one to great use. This is one of the best fragrances ever for me. And the more I get into floral fragrances, the more I love fragrances like this, because 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have thought this was a great, I mean, I probably would have said that's great, but I'd probably been like, oh, I'm not gonna wear that fragrance. But now, these are the kind of fragrances that I'm really opening up to and really, really loving. So if you don't know this brand, or if you don't know this fragrance, and you love floral fragrances, or if you just love floral fragrances in general, you have to check out AZZURRO the Capri. I think it's amazing. It's such a great scent. And this one, or this brand, or this fragrance actually is sold at Lucky Scent. So you can always go there and check it out and pick up samples or something. So anyway, that is it. My top 5 worn fragrances of the month of May. So guys, what are your thoughts on these fragrances? Have you tested them out? Do you know them? Do you have them? Do you wear them? Do you wish to test them out? Let me know. And also, let me know, do you like the idea of my top 5 most worn fragrances for every month? I'm gonna do them, but we'll do them for June as well once July comes around. And if you have any other ideas for fragrance videos or just reviews to do, please put it down so I can, you know, put a note down for myself to do it in the future so that I get those out for you guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.